Welcome back to the Global Business Report here on Arise News. I'm Edia ICN coming to you this morning from Nigeria's commercial capital, Lagos. Nigeria imported 3 million metric tons of rice in 2018, which is 400,000 metric tons more than the quantity of the product imported in 2017, according to the 2018 United States Department of Agriculture, World Markets and Trade report. The report is contrary to several claims by the Nigerian government that local rice production has increased while importation has dropped by up to 90%. The report released in October showed that since 2016, Nigeria had consistently milled tons annually, a drop from 3.941 thousand metric tons recorded in 2015. Joining me in the studio for more on this is Mr. Wale Oyekoya, an agricultural expert. Good morning, Wale.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming to the Global Business Report. Okay, so now we've seen that the government's report on how rice importation has reduced does not quite tally with this report that is saying that there's obviously been a huge increase between 2017 and 2018. What's your take on this?
Ironically, if you see the vessel coming to Nigeria, yes, quite reduced. Because of the levy, we have 60% levy and 10% on import duties. So why the vessel decrease, other neighboring countries like the Benin Republic and Cameroon went up. Like Benin Republic used to have about 35% import duties. Right now, they started to 7%. Cameroon used to have about 10%, now it's 0%. And what is the population of Cameroon? About 7 million. What is the population of Benin Republic? About 8 million. So look at all these vessels coming through our neighboring countries. Where are they coming to? It's to Nigeria. So we really need to really get our act together and stop deceiving the citizens that we are doing well when we are not even doing nothing. I remember one time when our Minister for Agriculture was telling the whole nation that we have enough rice in the storage, but the only problem we have is bag. How could you tell the whole nation that it's just bag to bag this rice? So all along for the past 7 years, we've been talking about food crisis in this country, but we have a government that does not listen to the citizens or to the stakeholders, and that is why everything is blown off to our faces now. So by and large, we really want the government to really support the farmers, especially with the climate change that we keep on having, with the flooding that really affected so many states that produce rice, like Ebonyi, Kaduna, Kano, and Niger and Benue states. So we really need to do more to really support. And what does the government even have for as a cushioning effect for the farmers if they have flooding? The NAIC that's supposed to really help the farmers with insurance, they are not there to help. To me, we misplace our priority in this country, and until we could have a visionary leaders, we keep on having the same problem we are having. Because when they get to the position, they believe that they don't have to listen to anybody. And most of these people, they don't even go to the market. They don't even know what the masses are going through. Sometimes I even wonder in my mind that when this Federal Executive Council, when they meet, what did they discuss? When we have the ESCO meeting by the state governors, what did they discuss? Are they really in constant touch with the citizens, or are we just having non-people-oriented policy that just straight to the people's faces and keep on having some assault policy? All this policy that you should not be importing rice. Who are the people bringing the vessels? They are the ones bringing the vessels through another...
They're the ones permitting it.
They're the ones permitting it through other countries. Yeah, they say they ban the rice coming to the country, but they devise a way. That is why all our foreign reserves are going. You will find out that most of the foreign exchange we have now is in the hands of few hands of Nigeria. And these are the money that they take out and go and bring the rice through the back door into our country. If you look at go to the borders, you will see what I'm talking about, where some of these aboki, molars, where they line up the motorcycles, bringing the rice into the country. And it's very, very expensive now. Compared to about 3-4 years ago, we are buying rice for 7,000, 8,000. Go to the market today, it's about 14, 15, 16,000. So something needs to be done.
Okay, so I'm going to come to the farmers and all that in a second, but now we can look at a country like Brazil that used to import a lot of rice, like heavily in fact, and now they've become a major net exporter to the whole of South America, technically. What did Brazil do differently, and what can Nigeria learn from a nation like Brazil?
Until we can have visionary leaders, as I said, we don't have people that have vision, we have people with no integrity. And with the population of Nigeria that is rising heavily with 10% plus or minus every year, they are not taking us seriously. They're taking us for granted. Look at what is happening now with all this social intervention program that they are giving 5,000, 10,000 naira to the market people. Is that what we really need? Look at the infrastructure that needs to be done. If you can give people better infrastructure. They don't need all this peanut that you are giving out. And most of these loans are not going to be repaid. I remember one time they said the school feeding is costing us over 200 billion naira a year. And what is the budget of education? About 102 billion. So look at the difference. Look at the disparity. Whom are they deceiving? They keep on deceiving themselves and thinking that they're fooling Nigeria. And they always say that an angry man is always a hungry man is always an angry man. So we really need to get to the top, to the bottom of it, that what are we really doing wrong in order to feed our citizens.
Okay, so you're saying that it all boils down to leadership.
Leadership.
Okay, but there's obviously been a huge potential for Nigeria. I mean, we've been talking about this for decades now. Nigeria has huge potential, massive land mass, we have good weather. What is the real problem? Other than leadership, what is the problem? Why can't we actualize this whole idea that if we diversify from oil, if we focus on agriculture, things will be better for Nigeria? What is the real problem that makes it so hard for us to achieve this goal?
If you look at the genesis of the leadership we've been having, they keep on having a blame game. Let another government come, they blame the other government that, oh, agriculture has been long neglected. And these are the people that have been in power for the past 30, 40 years. So until we can stop the blame game, if you have to spend 2 years, make sure that the 2 years you spend in power, you are able to empower people. You are able to change things for good. Now, how could you be in government for almost 4 years and still blaming the past government? Why can't you do your best and leave the rest? So what we really need to do is to really focus and get our act together and put the right people in the right position, the round peg in a round hole. That way we could be able to do the right thing, not just bring all kind of... There was a time the federal government set up a task force to really bring the price of foodstuff down. Who are the people they put there? Immediately I saw it, I said, this is failure on arrival. Are you going to put the ministers and governors to be part of the people to checkmate the high rise of foodstuff? Look at what happened. Everything just gone down the drain. And instead of the prices coming down, keep on going up. And I have a very bad news for Nigerians, because with the flood that we have today, the bad news is that we will keep on having a high rise of this foodstuff. Go to the market now, just a pair of a broiler chicken now is about 3,000–4,000 naira. Gone are the days that you can buy a broiler chicken like for about 1,500. So we will keep on having the same problem. Yes, instead of it to be forcing down, and that's why I'm an advocacy of family farming. If everybody can be able to practice farming, I'm not trying to put us back, that we should be able to embrace technology and all this mechanization, but we are not even mechanizing anything, because most of the funds that are supposed to be going into mechanization have been diverted. Okay. So we really need to get our act together and be able to help the farmers and help the young people. That's why you see so many unemployment out there. We are running out over 4 million people every year for most of these young undergraduates. Do we have anything for them? Do we have job for them? This is agriculture we could be able to embrace, while some of these people can go into exporting, marketing, and into production of farm produce. Well,
you talked about something that was quite important. You said that one of the main things you're an advocate for is family farming. Sure. Now, one fundamental challenge that many farmers face is land ownership under the Land Use Act. How can we review this act to help farmers achieve scale?
We've been discussing about Land Use Act to review for over 10 years now. Wow. But until the government can really come up, because they gave too much power to the state governor, they can do whatever they want with the lands in the states. So until they can review it and make sure that they give the land to the right person, we keep on having, because without land, there's no way you could farm. Without fund, there's nothing you could do. Most of the intervention fund that have been coming out have not even really been getting to the real farmers, instead of it's getting to the political farmers. And all this trend needs to be changed if we are going to get to the eradication of poverty, which the UN have already said they go by 2030. To me, it's going to be a mirage if the government of today have not been able to get themselves together.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wale. I can see how passionate you are about this topic. I've been speaking to agricultural expert Wale Oyekoya. To our other stories now.